my first word to you should have been, Ciao. I want to explain to you why ciao. What does ciao mean? Ciao is something that you tell and you say anybody with whom you are in close contact. You are a friend and with whom you work or you live together or you have a community of thinking of the same objective like in a family.
That's how Dr. Gaetano Cortesi, president of Alfa Romeo, greeted Alfa Romeo's dealers from the United States who were on their first official visit to Alfa's facilities in Italy. As a specially chartered Alitalia 747 jumbo jet taxis into position at Milan's Malpensa International Airport, our dealers disembark and are greeted by Alfa's Director of Export Sales, Dr. Sergio Pinkerli. A quick transfer is made to waiting buses carrying banners with the Italian word of welcome, ciao. Everyone seemed to breeze through customs, and once outside the terminal, they board comfortable coaches, waiting to take them to their hotels where they can stretch cramped muscles and enjoy a good night's sleep. The next morning, it's off to Arese, home of Alfa Romeo's Milan factory and company headquarters. Gleaming new Alfetta sedans, with U.S. license plates already in place, are massed in the huge parking lot waiting for our dealers. Here's one dealer who couldn't wait for his first glimpse under the hood, and obviously others share his interest. The factory is imposing, and so are the Alfettas massed in the parking lot. After stowing luggage, our guests toured the famous Alfa Romeo Museum. Dr. Cortesi found time to chat with several guests, and he then joined dealers on a bus headed for the factory. A walking tour along the assembly lines was all too brief. It would have been interesting to follow the birth of an Alfetta through all stages of the assembly line, but unfortunately, time was limited. Off at last on the first leg of the journey through Italy, traveling along the Autostrada del Sole from Arese to Florence. A huge banner welcomed dealers to the Florence branch, where a gift package of wonderful Chianti wine and a poster were given to passengers in each arriving Alfetta. It's time to stretch legs, discuss the drive, unload luggage, and enjoy the refreshments graciously provided by the manager of the Florence branch. On a guided tour of Florence, perhaps the most beautiful of Italian cities, dealers admired some of the most celebrated monuments: the Duomo, the Battistero, and the Campanile de Giotto. Our visitors were also able to view the entire city of Florence from the Piazza di Michelangelo. Florence is not only famous for its works of art. As our guests discovered, these large Florentine steaks cooked outside over a bed of hot coals also deserve praise. During lunch, a single red rose was presented by the branch manager to the ladies. Ciao posters lined the walls, and above them the Alfa Romeo flag, the Italian flag, and the United States flag command attention. That afternoon, the Italian police led the Alfetta caravan to the highway toward Rome. The line of Alfettas seemed endless, both to the roadside viewer and to the photographer's speeding car. One dealer from New York found a way to cool off his hot feet, sticking them out the window. Highway police cleared the path to Rome and waved us past. The magnificence of the Colosseum, where 100,000 Romans cheered the gladiators, astounded almost everyone. Guides described the construction details and provided other interesting information on this fascinating stadium. Here's one keen photographer, however, who seemed to prefer a different view. At the foot of a long flight of stairs in the Piazza di Spagna, an enterprising flower vendor prepares his wares. The magnificent Altare della Patria. The Arco di Tito and other relics of the past filled the morning. Lunch was a special treat at the famous Fontanone outside Rome, which may not be a monument yet, but is renowned for its provincial cuisine. A number of dealers seemed to be camera bugs, and this attractive young lady received ample advice on how to shoot a souvenir picture of an Alfa Romeo banner, while other dealers posed next to the leader of the police escort. At Baia Domizia, on the Bay of Naples, a colossal fireworks display lighted the sky in honor of the American guests. After a night's rest, the group traveled to Pomigliano d'Arco, where the huge Alfa Sud factory is located. Under these vast roofs, covering the most modern auto plant in the world, the Alfa Sud is assembled. It may be small, but you can be sure it is every inch an Alfa Romeo. Everyone was provided an opportunity to take a ride around the extensive test track in an Alfa Sud piloted by one of the experienced test drivers. While waiting for lunch, Art Correa, a parts representative from Alfa Romeo's headquarters in Englewood Cliffs, gave a short performance demonstrating one of his many magic tricks. This pair of pants seemed appropriate for the Ciao tour. There's an Alfa Romeo logo displayed with other famous marks such as Ferrari and Maserati. The following day, dealers packed their luggage, including a beautiful model of the Alfetta sedan, and they're off to tour on their own for 2 days before returning to Milan. Here, a few early birds wait for buses to Balocco, the site of Alfa Romeo's test track and headquarters of Alfa's racing subsidiary, Auto Delta. Alfa's test drivers demonstrated the amazing road-holding characteristics of the new Alfettas. Part of the demonstration included braking and cornering on a surface being sprayed with water, a dramatic demonstration of their handling and road-holding abilities. Now, our cars pass in review before dealers assembled on a hillside. Holding a prominent spot at the old farm was the 33 TT12, which subsequently won the 1975 World Championship for Alfa Romeo. The luncheon buffet also drew its share of attention, and everyone enjoyed a casual lunch on a beautiful afternoon. Afterwards, this young lady found what it's like to be behind the wheel of the World Championship car. She certainly seemed comfortable, happy, and found willing hands to help her from the car. But now the tour is over, and ciao means goodbye, as our departing guests troop aboard their giant jet and Dr. Pinkerley waves a ciao sign in farewell. And so from all of us at Alfa Romeo, ciao, Alfetta.